Jeff Schechter, executive producer.
Hi.
Hi there.
Mike. All right, there we are.
Oh, look, there we are.
I'm Ricky from Ricky.org.
Oh, hey, Ricky, how you doing?
What were the lessons that you got from the previous season that you've applied to this current season now, season 2?
It's a great question. We tried to look at what was working really well for season 1, and then what were the things that we felt like we were struggling to make work better. So like the Kirsten's temporal dysplasia, for example. Okay. Emma is such a great actress to kind of tie her hands behind her back and make her have to be like just sort of flattened out. Didn't feel very compelling to us. So we knew we wanted to somehow fix the temporal dysplasia in a organic way to the storytelling.
That's what happened.
Yeah, right. So we said, okay, well, stitching into Cameron is the perfect trigger to kind of fix
and
her.
It's great how the relationships actually just like entwined,
right?
Because now
exactly.
both of them.
Right. So we like to think that we know from that hospital scene that they met when they were kids.
Yes.
So these are two characters whose lives have been entwined for years, 15 years anyway. So now it's entwined in an even deeper place. So that was one of the things that we found very very compelling for it, and we knew we wanted to get the stitches more exciting visually.
Okay.
So you'll see that in starting with episode 2.
Okay.
Episode 1, those stitches were very special effectsy. Episode 2, there's all the effects we do there are all camera effects and lighting and very very little digital effects, if any.
Okay.
So it's got this real dynamic feel to it, much more than season 1.
Okay, well, congratulations.
Well, thank you.
Is season 2 a wrap already? You're still
yeah,
shooting?
we're all wrapped. We're basically
Okay.
done. We have one mix left for episode 10, so just a little more sound work. But otherwise, we're done. And now we're just waiting for our season 3.
Let's hope.
I know, right?
All right. Okay, thank you.
Very nice meeting you.
Okay, there you go.
There we go. We're all in.
Yay. So I'm Ricky from Ricky.org.
Oh, nice to meet you,
Hi,
Ricky.
how are you?
So very interesting character dynamic now, wherein your character very try to control your emotions, and now boom, all of a sudden you're doing like action stuff. So very very interesting. How did that feel when you were like reading the script, and like how are you going to approach your?
It was interesting because I think it was a bit of a role reversal in a way, but that's just I think how it starts off. I think once we settle into these new people that we mature into, it becomes more of a definitely eye to eye. With one another. She starts to accept that Cameron's going to be this kind of brazen guy, and so she's like, all right, now come along with me, because she's still the same kind of badass that she was last season.
Yeah, but she's also dealing with having all of these emotions that she didn't have last season. And so her journey is really learning how to deal with that. How do you deal with feeling really, really angry and feeling really, really upset when you haven't had to handle that sort of thing, since you were 8 years old? So.
You did it very well in the first episode.
Thank you.
How is it wearing the new costume?
Yeah, right?
We were just talking about this. Yeah. It looks great, and it really does great things for the figure. It is awful to wear. It's so uncomfortable. These poor guys have to listen to me like whine about it all day.
God.
I'm always like, this no.
How long does it take though during that take like that?
Those were always, we call them tank days, because she's
Okay.
in the tank, and
All
it's
day.
always once an episode, and it's an all day. We're in the lab,
Possibly more. Like we did an episode this season where we did 4 tank days.
4 stitches in one episode.
okay.
6 stitches.
6 stitches, yeah. And
7 stitches. 4 tank days.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So they're long days because it's a small space. The lab's only so big, and we're shooting her in the tank. We're trying to get her in and out of the water as quickly as possible, and then we got to set up every shot for Cameron's station, Linus's station, Camille.
So we
and
do
so
a
it's
lot of block shooting.
it's
on
a
those
lot
days.
of a lot of time-consuming shots, but
because you have a full view
Master,
of everything.
and
exactly,
then you have coverage.
But it's called stitchers, so you got to make the stitch.
Yeah.
You got to make it work.
Got to stitch that stitch.
Yeah.
You've finished most of the, I guess, season 2.
Yeah, we're wrapped
it up.
February 1st.
So are we getting anything? Are we like more details of exactly what's going on?
I mean, we get a little bit, but still things are left unsaid.
Okay.
New characters come in and kind
new
of shake
characters.
things up, and
Yeah.
people kind of start to question their integrity within the program and why they're doing these things. But I think that's going to be the overlying secret throughout the series, is like, what is the overall purpose? Because in the first episode, Les Turner says it's the evolution, to speed the evolution of the human brain, which may or may not be true. And it might have something to do with it, but I think there's still something that's being left unsaid.
Anyway, so thank you so
Thank
much.
you.
Thank you, Ricky.
Can we
Appreciate
get
it. Yeah, of course, yeah.